we see the intensity of the Trump support tonight. It's been intensity that has continued to increase. Do you see it dissipating in any way?
No, I don't. The Trump vote can never be shaken. The problem is it's not enough to win a two-way fight. It's enough to win a 14-way fight. And as the candidates are forced out and drop off, and it becomes Cruz against Trump, or Rubio hopes Rubio against Trump, at that point, Trump will have a very hard time. In the head-to-head at the Brookings Institute poll, Cruz defeats Trump by 8 points when it's just the two of them, whereas with all the candidates, Trump defeats Cruz by 10. But let's look at this from each candidate's point of view, because that's how you have to analyze it. Trump was the front runner. He kept the front runner. He kept the originality, the appeal, and the charisma. Perfect performance. Cruz was trying to overtake and bring down Trump. I don't think he succeeded. He stopped the negatives from hurting himself. But I believe he was very effective in going after Rubio. I think the immigration issue, as Lynch said, is just decisive. It's a silver bullet against Rubio, and I don't think he was able to overcome it. Christie was trying to get in edgewise and edge out Rubio. And I think he did a fairly effective job of it, but I thought Rubio managed to stay ahead. And I think that he was able to do that, and I thought Christie scored with his answers on crime, but not effectively. Carson, I thought, was very admirable, but basically not in contention. He was way too weak and way too sleepy, as he's always been. Kasich is out on the moon somewhere talking about Ohio, and nobody much cares about that.
Well, see, here's the irony, though. When you look at the electoral map, and maybe this is something I need to check with you, Dick, because heretofore, we've taken a look at history, no Republican has won without Ohio.
But you don't say it in every single answer and every single word and every single breath. He's using it like a stage prop. I thought that Bush was weak. I thought in the China answer he was weaker. I thought that he's sort of in the room saying, now grow up, don't upset the apple cart, do what we've always done before. And I thought Bush hurt himself very badly.
Well, to that
point,
point,
ultimately, this race is unchanged at this point. Cruz, I think, is going to defeat Trump in Iowa. I think that, and I think that it will then be a Trump versus Cruz race. Straight to the wire.
All right, let's call on our friends in New York, Steve Malzberg, Dennis Michael Lynch, all you gentlemen. Let's take a listen to something we talked about earlier, but we haven't really heard from the candidates again. It's worth bringing back the encounter. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, birthright citizenship. Here's how that repartee looked during the debate.
But the Democrats are going to bring a lawsuit, and you have to have certainty. You can't have a question. I can agree with you or not, but you can't have a question over your head.
Senator, you want to respond?
Well, listen, I've spent my entire life defending the Constitution before the U.S. Supreme Court, and I'll tell you, I'm not going to be taking legal advice from Donald Trump.
You don't have to.
So, again, that skill of Cruz as a debater, despite doing well there.
But then he went on, which was very effective, to say George Romney, Mitt's father, was born in Panama and he could run.
Well, born in Mexico, John McCain.
Mexico, John McCain, born in Panama, and he could run. And I just think Trump looked like a carnival barker pushing that one.
So
it just didn't work.
Cruz won that point, but the New York perspective we always welcome. Let's go first to Steve Malzberg to get his take on that exchange, and then we'll get DML in there as well.
Do these guys have New York values?
Well, one of them would love to defend it.
New York values in the middle of this network?
Very quickly, we're going to give them 30 seconds each. Steve, first to you.
He also... Cruz also said to Trump, "Your mother was born in Scandinavia, or I think Scotland. And you're qualified to be president. So I don't hold it against you." Look, I just think that I agree with Dick that not much changed, and I think the most important soundbite of the night, the most important answer, was when Ben Carson said, "A progressive could appoint 2 to 3 Supreme Court justices," because with that happening, everything we talk about is moot.
Final 30 seconds, Dennis Michael Lynch. Go ahead.
And so the question becomes, who can win the election? And ultimately, we're not in a legal battle here in America. We need jobs, we need illegal immigrations gone, and we need ISIS to be killed. And I think Donald Trump showed tonight he's that guy.
Dennis Michael Lynch and Steve Malzberg in New York. Dick Morris here at the anchor desk. Gentlemen, you have our thanks. And most importantly, those of you watching on your computers and televisions across the country, we thank you so much for your time. And remember, you can still tell us who won the debate by going to newsmaxpolls.com. That'll do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Newsmax Prime.